So there's a really important quote that I lean on all the time. And it goes like this: change only happens when the pain of the current reality is greater than the fear or pain of change. And we have to understand why this is such an important quote is because you won't change unless the pain is so excruciating currently that the fear or the pain of the actual change takes place. And for me right now, I'm going through some stuff right now. Like there's the pain of the current reality that I've hurt some people in my life. This version of Albert has hurt some people in his life because I was afraid of the change that needed to take place. But now it's so excruciating for me right now. It's so painful that I have to change. The behavior has to change. You have to change. If it's not that it's that important for you, but unless you decide my anger has to stop, the alcohol abuse has to stop, the drug abuse has to stop, this thing that I'm doing is causing me so much pain right now that I can't see myself living tomorrow. And if it's that important to me, the fear of the process of changing doesn't matter. I'm willing to die. And it's the process I went through in 2020. When I was going through this massive chaos internally, and I remember when I took this journey into the desert, it was a fasting journey. And I broke my leg 2 weeks before I went. And there was a moment, there was a turn back moment. It says, okay, do you really need to go through with this? And more importantly, you broke your leg. Do you really mean what you said? Because going to the desert required me that I was going to be limited in what I can do, my mobility. My body was healing. And so you had that factor. And the trek was tremendous in the middle of Death Valley. I had to get there myself with no help. I had to carry my own stuff. But at the time, the pain of the current reality that I was going through of hurting my family, my kids weren't talking to me, that pain of isolation was greater than the fear of the actual change that needed to take place. And so when I went on this journey, it was non-negotiable for me. When I went on this journey, I didn't care if I was going to die or not, because I had to change. So I'm asking you where you're at. You're probably stuck because you haven't come to the crossroads of that pain of the reality being greater than the fear of the actual change. So you have all these promises. I hear it all the time. I started this program, or I stopped drinking for a while. All these limiting beliefs because they were doing it for an outcome or a reason, as opposed to really looking inside and how much pain that it was causing them. So I'm asking you, are you ready to change? Are you really ready to change? Or are you just talking of it? Are you just trying to manipulate? Are you just trying to win one over again by overpromising that you're going to do this and you're going to change and you're going to be a different person? Or are you going to actually change the behavior? See, that's the thing about repentance that I'm learning that most of you don't even understand. Is when you say sorry to somebody and you actually really mean it, do you know what it requires you to do? It requires you to stop fucking doing the same thing that you're repenting about. It requires you to actually change. It requires you to do an about face and pivot and said, I will never do that again. That's what change really means. Change really means is actually changing the behavior that got you there. Not just saying it, not just talking it. Most of you fail because you've bullshitted yourself into thinking that if I say it enough, I'm going to believe it enough. It doesn't work that way. You have to actually feel it in order for you to do it. And then when you do it, you have to do it again, and then do it again, and then do it again. That's the pain I'm referring to, is feeling what it is to have a consequence, feeling what it means to really change and to understand how much your action actually hurts somebody. That is what change is all about. Or not even hurt somebody. The change, maybe you need to change the behavior of stop being lazy, of stop sitting on the couch, of stop playing video games, stop watching too much TV, stop scrolling on your phone, stop overpromising to yourself and to people that you love. Really, really sit on this. Because if you can get through this portion, this part that I'm saying, that change only happens when the pain of the current reality is greater than the fear or the pain of change, that's when you'll change. Peace out.